Back in the 1960s, the states of Louisiana and Texas had a really big idea. Build a dam on the Sabine River, the boundary between the two states, and create a huge reservoir and also generate electricity.
Yeah, Dave McNamara takes us to that long dam in the heart of Louisiana.
A few days of rain can get the spillway roaring at the dam at the Toledo Bend Reservoir on Louisiana's western border.
This is a copy of the spillway. You can see the different gates that we would have.
Barton Rumsey, a retired engineer, recalls what it was like when the Toledo Bend Reservoir was built in the late 1960s. He started working for Louisiana's Sabine River Authority a few months after the dam was completed.
It requires a little bit of travel. You know, it's way back out here in the backwoods.
Rumsey's job was to design roads and recreation areas along the shoreline of the new reservoir, the largest in the South. The 185,000-acre man-made lake begins near the town of Logansport and stretches 65 miles to the south to this dam at the southern end.
A lot of commercial operations along the shoreline of the reservoir, marinas, boating facilities. So there's subdivisions being developed, people moving in.
The water that ends up in the reservoir comes from as far north as Dallas. A spillway controls the water level. This spillway flow is only 10% of its capacity. On the Texas side of the 2-mile-long dam, the reservoir feeds this hydroelectric power plant. Revenue from the electricity helped pay for construction of the reservoir, which was built by Louisiana and Texas with no federal dollars.
And how much power can you generate at the plant here?
They have 2 units, and we now have a capability of 75 megawatts. That is probably enough to supply a city about the size of 10 to 15,000 people.
But the greatest benefit of the Toledo Bend Reservoir and dam appears to be recreation, especially the fishing.
Toledo Bend was, by the bass fishing people, selected a couple of years ago as the best bass fishing lake in the state.
The Louisiana shoreline is also home to 2 state parks, North Toledo Bend near the town of Zwolle and South Toledo Bend State Park located near the dam at Anacoco.
It is something that everybody should come and visit and enjoy because it belongs to them.
And that was your job, was to design some of that development. In the early days, did you think, yeah, it sounds great, but I don't know if that's ever going to happen?
Well, it's one of the things you plan for, and you know, hopefully your plans come true.
And after a lifetime spent working at the dam and creating more public access to this massive reservoir, it's clear some of those plans have come true. With the heart of Louisiana, Dave McNamara, Fox 8 Local First.
And for more information on the Toledo Bend Reservoir and the state parks in that area, go to heartoflouisiana.com.